Election results. How did the market react? Well, we all know, right? We knew the market surged higher. But as I said earlier, we had a lot of winners and maybe not so many winners in certain areas of the market. A lot more winners than losers, which is great for the stock market. But in certain areas of the market, we saw a lot of struggles. And that really depended on what former President Trump said on his campaign, during his campaign, on his campaign stops, at his rallies. What did he say? What sectors of the economy did he not like? Did he bash at times? What industries was he concerned about? What countries did he comment on and wasn't too fond of? The wars and the war against in the Middle East and China and everywhere else that he made comments about. That all had an effect on the stock market the day after former President Trump, or President-elect Trump now, it was determined that he would be the next president. So thought we would just go over quickly some of the winners and losers from that day, or really ever since we found out that the president would be elected or be the next person in the White House. So our first chart, actually, it's a group of 4 charts. One of the winners of a President Trump victory was really the stock market in general. And you have here the 4 major indices in North America: the Dow Jones, how much it went up, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ went up quite a bit, and even the Toronto Stock Exchange, the TSX, went up significantly. So major winner, all the indices. And that's why you saw the gains that we had the next day, and really the gains that we've had over the last week or so. All the markets are significantly higher. Another big winner, Tesla. Tesla stock went up significantly. Tesla is now back over $1 trillion. The CEO, Elon Musk, now worth over $300 billion. That's billion with a B. The richest man in the world today. He obviously was very active in pushing for President-elect Donald Trump to be the next president of the United States. And he was at his rallies, and he had his own rallies for the president. And now we found out just in the last 24 hours that he will be part of a task force for the White House, trying to figure out efficiencies in the economy, try to get rid of waste and become more efficient in terms of the spend of the federal government in the United States. So if Elon Musk doesn't have enough on his plate, he's now going to be working for or with the federal government. So Tesla had a pretty big surge, actually a very large surge. Another big winner of the election, Bitcoin and digital currency in general. And you can see here how much Bitcoin surged when it was realized that former President Trump will be the next president of the United States. On his campaign tour, President Trump made mention or referred to Bitcoin and talked about how he wanted the United States to be the Bitcoin capital of the world. And obviously, Bitcoin had a major surge. A lot of Bitcoin investors very happy to see this, very happy that President Trump will be again the president shortly, I guess come his inauguration, I believe, in January, and very good for Bitcoin and Bitcoin investors. Next chart, U.S. financials, bank stocks, large bank stocks, smaller bank stocks, regional banks, all went higher. And here's a iShares U.S. financials ETF. Why did the bank stocks go up? Because once again, former President Trump on his campaign tour talked about getting rid of regulation. Too much regulation in the United States. Can't get anything done. Businesses can't buy other businesses. They can't merge. There are very few companies going public, etc. Well, former President Trump wants to put a stop to that. He wants regulation to be cut and make it a lot easier for businesses to conduct business. And so what is one industry or one sector of the market that will benefit from deregulation? U.S. banks, probably the most regulated industry. Talk is that U.S. banks will have a lot less regulation in certain areas. And if that does happen, they will benefit from that. So these are just some of the winners, some of the big winners. What are some of the losers? Well, our first chart here, the iShares Global Clean Energy ETF. So let's talk about clean energy. President Trump, former President Trump, talked a lot about oil and oil production. I think his term was drill, baby, drill. We know United States is the largest oil producer in the world right now, but he wants to see that oil production go even further. And so what is he not so keen on? Well, clean energy. So a lot of clean energy stocks. There's the iShare ETF for clean energy. That group of stocks and that sector of the market went down. Invesco Solar ETF is another ETF that we have to show you. Solar stocks, again, another form of energy, not oil, not natural gas, but solar. Those stocks went down as well. Once again, based on what former President Trump had said over the past, I guess, 6 to 12 months. Again, pushing energy, pushing oil, not so keen or not talking as much about solar energy. We have a chart on Taiwan Semiconductor, and you can see that Taiwan Semiconductor sold off, global chip maker, biggest around. They have their customers, NVIDIA, Apple. Taiwan Semi dropped. Why? Well, again, former President Trump talked about how Taiwan has stolen the chip industry from the United States. Names like Taiwan Semi, doing business in Taiwan. He wants to bring everything back to the United States. So names like Taiwan Semi went down. Names like actually Intel went higher. So Taiwan Semi, a loser there. And last but not least, we have a chart. What we call this the Crane Shares CSI chart, China Internet chart. You can see Chinese internet stocks. A lot of these Chinese internet stocks trade on the New York Stock Exchange, whether it's JD.com, Penduoduo, a lot of names that are Chinese, domiciled in China, but trade in the United States. A lot of these stocks have pulled back. Alibaba, probably the most famous Chinese stock. So a lot of Chinese names, unfortunately, did not have a good day. Again, based on a lot of talk that former President Trump comments he was making about China and the relationship between them, the United States and China. So a lot of winners and losers. I think just depending on where you were in the market, you probably had a great day. But if you were in some of these international names, other forms of energy, Taiwan Semi in particular, unfortunately, you didn't have the best day. So again, overall, markets seem to surge, but with any election, there'll always be winners and losers.